I'm standing there for hours.
Oh,
I'm Neil. We haven't met.
Neil, how are you?
I'm well.
Good. Nice to meet you.
Nice seeing you.
Good evening, everyone. This is our regular town board meeting, Wednesday, February 23rd, 2022. There's, please note, there's 2 exits in the back of the room and 1 in the front. We're going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And we'll let Jonathan lead us.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Remain standing for a moment of silence for our troops and first responders in harm's way. Thank you.
Did anyone sign up for, to speak on behalf of any of the agenda items here? No? We'll proceed. Number 2, abstracts. Nancy, Counselor White.
Approval of abstracts. Resolved, the Cicero Town Board approves abstract number 6 dated February 7th, 2022, and number 7 dated February 15th, 2022.
Get a second.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone wish to vote no or abstain? Passed.
Mr. Supervisor,
Yes, sir.
if you would allow, I just wanted to address everyone. I'm apologize to the residents and to the rest of my board members. I have a fever, chills, and it's not a good idea for me to be present in the meeting. So I do apologize to everyone. So
Sorry to hear that, Michael. Number 3,
Budget modifications. Resolved, the budget modifications are approved as presented.
Second.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone wish to vote no or abstain? Passed. Number 4, Michael.
Resolution firefighters South Bay 2021 Service Award Program points. In the matter of approving the 2021 certified points. Whereas the town is the sponsor of a length of service award program, LoSAP, on behalf of the South Bay Fire Department in accordance with Article 11-A of the New York State General Municipal Law, GML, and whereas as required by GML, Section 219-A-2C, the South Bay Fire Department has submitted the list certified under oath of active members of the fire department, indicating those volunteers who earned at least 50 points during 2021 to qualify for the service credit. And whereas the certification made by the fire department includes a statement that the points reported on the list have been tabulated in accordance with the point system adopted by the town in effect during the calendar year of 2021. And to the best of the knowledge of the fire department is a true and accurate reflection of the activities performed by the active members. And whereas GML Section 219-A2D requires the town board to review and approve the list, then return to the fire department to be posted for 30 days. And whereas the board has completed its review of the list, now therefore be it resolved that the town board approves the list available upon request of the volunteer firefighters of the South Bay Fire Department and the points earned by those firefighters during the calendar year of 2021. And be it further resolved that a copy of the adopted resolution and the list shall be returned to the fire department for posting for a minimum of 30 days.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone wish to vote no or abstain? Passed. Jonathan?
Move the adoption of resolution, enter into a professional services agreement with CNS companies to produce a preliminary feasibility report regarding the conversion and retrofit of the current Parks Department garage into a court facility. This resolution authorizes the supervisor to sign said agreement and authorizes an expenditure in amount not to exceed $10,000.
Discussion?
Yeah, this was actually an idea that the supervisor initiated.
Mr. Bacallo.
Was it Mr. Bacala? I apologize.
Mr.
It wasn't part of the
Bacala.
Initial conversation. Mr. Bacala brought to the supervisor to see if, our issues with the courts, something we've discussed here many times, to see if it might be possible the footprint of that building is even bigger than we would need, which would provide some additional space possibly for storage or other town purposes. But we need obviously professional engineers to see whether it's feasible in terms of the structure, the foundation, et cetera, what the cost might be with regards to the mechanicals, electricity, heating, air conditioning, et cetera. So this would be the first step rather than doing a full report, starting with a basically determine whether or not it's even plausible and whether or not it's worth it to move forward and spend more money. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but it would presumably be less expensive than constructing a new facility.
Anyone else? I still stand firm on my belief that the town hall here has outlived its welcome with the employees here and the size of the town hall. As you can see, the courtroom is out of compliance. We're aware of that, but it's also out of date. And I still would like to do a study and see if we can build a new town hall sometime down the road. If it's not under this administration here, at least something gets put in place sometime down the road, so a new supervisor at the time can have and look at the options of putting a town hall up by highway. I've been told by a few people that the town hall or the town highway has I want to say the services coming out of the front of the building because they plan that. That's how they planned it. If the courts don't work here, I don't know what the solution is going to be, whether we're going to build a new courthouse in the back or whether we're going to put something up north or up east at the highway department. And that's where I stand. I'm still firm to say that it would be nice to have everyone on one campus and not have 5 buildings to maintain in the town of Cicero. Thank you.
Just a brief comment on that. I mean, I would like to see some drawings about what might be done with the space in this building if the courts were to be removed, in terms of what could be done in terms of office space with this particular building. I'm not an architect or interior designer. I'm not very imaginative, so I'm not really sure what could be done, but I'm sure people who do that for a living could. I guess I would only comment that with regard, especially to the courts, I would say to any service that requires regular access by the public, but especially the courts, it is my belief, remains my belief, and I know I can speak for the judges, it remains their belief that that facility, at least the courts facility, should be located on a bus line in the center of town where it is most accessible to the public, including those residents of ours that do not own vehicles and would otherwise have to pay for transportation to court or to pay fines and things like that. But certainly, if this does not work out, I'm willing to discuss options. But in terms of putting everything, including the courts, on one campus down the road on 31, the court component, at least, I could not support.
Thank you. Anyone else? No? Ready to vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone wish to vote no or abstain? Passed. Discussion. Oh, you wanna?
All right, at a late addition, move the adoption of the resolution to approve an expenditure and amount not to exceed $23,168.56 for information technology and audiovisual technology upgrades to the multipurpose meeting room. This resolution is based upon a quote on a state rate. We are going to do a final check to make sure that the state contract cannot be, that those prices cannot be beat for the same exact products locally. And I'll let Mr. Marizio can explain the purpose or the scope of this.
Yeah, so we're looking
Well,
to.
hold on. I made the motion now.
You get a second?
Okay, no. Go ahead.
Second? Okay, discussion.
Yeah, so we're looking to, for those of you who come to the meetings and are on other boards, you know how unreliable these microphones are. So we are looking to get a new microphone system that works on different technology to remove any interference that's caused by the frequencies that the mics use. The new system is expandable in the future. If we ever needed to get anything new, we wouldn't have to replace what we're purchasing. It can then be added on to that. We're looking to get 9 of these microphones here, so they can be up here as well as down for the folks at the table, for the attorney and ad hocs for our boards. And we're getting 2 new handheld mics for the podium, and if anyone needs one in the audience. We are also looking to get a new 6,000 lumen laser projector to replace what we've got up here. That will greatly enhance the viewing ability on the screen. So just some outdated stuff here we're looking to change to enhance the meetings in here as well as the court.
To add on to that, you know, we do live stream. I know people have been asking for that for a long time. We live stream our meetings, the ZBA and the planning board meetings are also live streamed. But if someone brings in a hard copy of a document, the people watching, or even you all in the audience, don't necessarily have a copy. If we have something up on the screen, people watching just see us turning and looking at the projector. So part of this is going to be to integrate all that. So if there is a presentation, sorry, I'm not doing it on purpose. If there is a presentation and something's on the projector, the people at home will see it. You won't need to look on the TV, and we won't need to dim the lights because it'll be bright enough. If someone brings a hard copy of a document and they want the board to look at it, it will be on the projector and it will be also broadcast for the people at home. This will work for us, for the ZBA, for the planning board, and also the courts will be able to use it, though they obviously do not live stream their proceedings. I think this is important to enhance transparency in government, to make sure that everybody attending the meetings in person or watching online, either live or subsequently, has access to and can see the same things that we can. That is part of the purpose of open government, is so that everything is clear and transparent. And I think it's pretty opaque when something's on the screen and we're turning and looking at it, but people watching the YouTube feed just see our backs looking at a screen. They can't see what we're looking at. And not everything makes it into the attachments, particularly if it's something brought in by someone who comes to comment at a meeting. So this will greatly enhance our transparency for us and the other boards, and I think it is a welcome and overdue upgrade.
Thank you. Anyone else?
It's
Before we
about
vote on
open.
this, I have a quick question for our attorney. With bringing something up in discussion off the floor, is that okay? We do that?
Yes.
Okay. It's not anything that's illegal or anything we're doing wrong?
Comes up during discussion, it's reasonable, you can make the motion and vote on it.
Okay. I just want to be sure of that.
Thank you, Mr. Jermaine.
Mr. Supervisor,
Sure.
so just tonight, being not present in the meeting, it's been very difficult to hear everyone, the conversations back and forth. I commend the individuals, the previous members of the board, and then the new members of this board for really taking a hard look at open government. I fully support this item, and I'm just excited to see how far that the individuals on this board as a team have worked to make sure that open government really is in the forefront. We have 2 opportunities for public input now, which is fantastic. People can talk to us before we vote, and then making things more clear through the internet. I'm so excited, and I appreciate the hard work that Councilor Marizio has put into this.
Thank
Well
you, Mike.
said.
Ready to vote?
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone wish to vote no or abstain? Passed. Anybody have any discussion items? First off, I'd like to welcome Chris back. Chris Wozniak, he's back. He was out for a while. I want to thank the Highway Department for taking the time out of their schedule to go pick up Christmas trees. If there's still any Christmas trees out there, please call Last Chance Recycling or call our town highway and they'll pick the rest of them up. We're kind of grateful that we have a highway department that can have some guys that go out there and pick them up. Does anybody else have want to talk on that? No? No. Okay. I want to thank you guys for doing that for us. We do want to have one more discussion item, which is the Williams Beach.
Oh, yeah.
Williams Beach got brought up about 2 meetings ago, and I had some discussion and some questions about how the parking and some concerns about the stuff like that out at the park. So I did have the opportunity to reach out to the parks supervisor out in Camillus. He came out here and met with me at both locations. We talked, and we discussed the Williams Beach. We sat out there for a little while, and he looked at the parking lot, and he didn't realize we had an extra piece of the parking lot back there. And then we went out to the Bridgeport Park, and we had a discussion out there that, you know, we don't have any bathrooms out there, and the costs would be much more money to put the stuff out there. I still have some reservation on some of the traffic out there, but Teresa had the opportunity to reach out to all the board members, which is great. And finally, they're in tune about what's going on and how it's going to proceed. So I'll let the board members talk and discuss what their conversations were with Teresa, or with what your feelings are with the splash park.
No, I had the same issue with the parking, but finding out and seeing the aerial picture or the layout, seeing the extra parking in the back made a huge difference to me. So since there's enough parking, I think that's the way to go.
All other things being equal, I would probably like to see this facility go elsewhere. That having been said, some of my concerns about the parking have been alleviated. I also am aware that part of the idea when this money was given to us was specifically for that location. Splash Park is something that I, have been trying to bring, or, talking to parks directors about for a while to bring to this town. I'm not taking credit for it. I'm just saying it's something we've been talking about for a while. I know Mr. Pical and I have talked about it several times, as opposed to the beach and how there might be some cost savings there. So I'd rather have it at Williams Beach than not have it. I still would like to, if this thing's popular, and I think it will be, maybe we'll be seeking grants to put another one at another location, and we can spread some of the traffic and the parking issues around. But, that having been said, I support it. Most of my concerns have been alleviated, and I think it'll be a good thing for the town.
Anyone else?
Yeah, no, I have no issues with this. The Williams Beach has the facilities there that would accompany the amount of people that are going to be there. It has public bathrooms, places people can sit down and eat, things like that. I think it, other than the parking, I think problems with this.
I will say before we decide that we want some enhancements in the town, I'd like to be aware of them before they just put in certain places. And I think the board really needs to be informed of what's going on when it happens, so nobody's blindsided by things that are happening in the town. I just want a little bit more communication. I think that would be great. More communication is key.
Fortunately, that has not been an issue with this board or this administration, as it might have been previously.
Okay, anybody else have any more?
Just one more discussion. I just want to thank the police department for hosting the safety committee meeting we had today. Lieutenant Myers did a great job. We had a good turnout and really good discussion. So as the board liaison for that committee, it was a very productive meeting. We hosted some neighboring towns. We had Supervisor Paro from Salina in. He's looking to mirror our success with this committee. So I think it's a great accomplishment to Lieutenant Myers and everyone on the safety committee that has something that others are looking to bring back to their own towns. So kudos to that.
Any more discussion? Can Michael comment on discussion?
Yeah.
Michael, anything you want to say?
Did you want to talk about our meetings with Little League and with the Cicero Falcons, Mr. Supervisor?
Sure. He said, do we want to talk about the Little League meeting and the Cicero Falcons meeting that we had? We met with the group from Cicero Falcons, Deputy Supervisor Bacallo and I had the opportunity to meet with them to discuss their concerns and anything they wanted to do in their buildings, like renovations and stuff like that. Very good meeting. The football league is looking for some sprays out there of some sort to try to alleviate some of the mosquitoes, as well as some of the drainage issues that they have. And that goes along with the baseball as well. I had a chance to talk to Dave Christian at the highway to maybe see if we can clean out the baseball fields. There's a drain in there. maybe try to see if we can open them up or if there's an issue down there. We don't know, but we know we had a wet summer last year. The Parks Department's going to take over the lawn mowing at the baseball fields once a week. And if the baseball decides they need to mow it again, they're going to mow it themselves. This way, the weeds and the lawn will look nice down there now. It'll match all the rest of our grounds. Not that they weren't doing they weren't doing a bad job, but it's just we got volunteers. It's so hard to get volunteers when it rains out to get everybody, and then you can't get on the fields, and then it becomes an issue. So we're gonna give them a hand. That's, am I correct, Michael?
100%. I know I can speak for this board where we support our local leagues and making sure that park looks as best it can look. The majority of the people that come into Cicero, they come there for that park, for whether it be football or for baseball or softball or soccer. Just want to make it look, instill more pride into that facility and help out wherever we can. So I appreciate the willingness of the supervisor to meet with the leagues. Huge step forward. I was really excited about that, as were the leagues.
Any more discussion? No? We'll open up the public input. Does anyone wish to speak? Come on up.
I'm Sam Anderson. Mike, I emailed you about a streetlight issue we have over in Superior Ave. And I emailed Mike because he had stopped out and was familiar with the neighborhood a few months before on another issue. We got a streetlight that I think the town pays for. Doesn't, when there's one there and it's operating, don't we pay for those? The town? Somebody pays for them. For the service, for a streetlight that National Grid operates on our streets. Does the town pay for that?
Superior Ave and where? Just on Superior Ave?
Yeah, along the street.
Okay.
You have a telephone pole and then the street lights are there.
Okay.
Does the town pay for that? Or is that-
Well,
Well, it's a lighting
it's a
district,
lighting
correct?
district, so the property owners in the lighting district pay for it.
Right.
Okay, so I don't know where to go on this. We've got a street light out since, as best I can remember, like November. or something.
What's the address?
8929 Superior Ave.
I'll take care of it in the morning.
Okay, well, we got a hold of National Grid. They gave us an incident report. That helps. I get a copy I can give you. And,
Sure.
then they escalated it. They said, they're gonna escalate it, but nothing gets done. The main concern is that whole area of the street.
I'll take care of it in the morning. I can tell you that honestly, we're not supposed to really be, I just want to comment on this because I dealt with an issue on a home in front of, on Route 11, about maybe a half a mile up the road. The light was out for a while. I called a month, not fixed. Called back again. I said, this is unacceptable. They actually came out a couple days later and I was sent the picture that they were up on the lift fixing it. So the homeowner was sending me the picture.
Yeah, 'cause I talked to my neighbor tonight, as a matter of fact. Barbara.
How long has this been out for?
Probably late fall.
Okay.
There's an incident number that says 12,
Okay.
21, 12, 23. So it looks
Okay.
like the 23rd of December, but I think it was earlier than that.
We'll take care of it.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Oh, Bill, how you doing? Come on up.
Bill Alley, I just want to applaud you for tackling some of these problems, whether it be the courts or whatever. My concern, obviously, that building is purpose-built as a utility building. It's got a heated area in it, but it's going to take a lot. You know what it's going to take. My main concern is we have to go somewhere after that. And if we do, we're going to need more space than they can provide. I just want to put it on record saying that we're going to need it. But I do understand all the problems that go associated with the courts and the growth of the town, and we have not kept up with it. So I just wanted to put that out.
Thank you, Bill.
Thanks.
Anyone else? No, make a motion to close the meeting?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next meeting is March 9th. March 9th.